Boom! The explosion ripped through the night sky, flames devouring the luxury private jet in an inferno of betrayal. Inside, Luo Chen, once the undisputed king of Asia's business world, sat with a bloodied smile as the cabin shattered around him. How poetic, he murmured, closing his eyes. Killed by those I raised with my own hands. The fire consumed everything. But death did not come. Buzz, buzz. Luo Chen's eyes shot open. He sat upright, drenched in sweat, the stench of old bedding and cheap detergent invading his nostrils. Around him, cracked plaster walls, rusted ceiling fan, a worn desk with textbooks stacked like tombstones. He gasped. This is my dorm? Nanhai University? His hands trembled. Looking down, he saw calloused fingers, the ones he had before success turned them smooth with luxury. His phone buzzed on the table, the screen cracked, the date flashing, March 3, 2010. 10 years ago. Luo Chen's breath caught in his throat. A wave of memories flooded in, late nights of hunger, mockery from peers, debt collectors pounding on his door. Bang! 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 As if summoned by fate, the door slammed open. A greasy, middle-aged man barged in, flanked by 2 thugs. Luo Chen, he barked. 3 months late. Time to pay your rent. The man grabbed him by the collar, lifting him effortlessly. You think being pitiful means you don't have to pay? Other students peeked from their doors, snickering. Still pretending to be some genius? You're just trash. Luo Chen didn't resist. He stared at the man with icy detachment. You're dead in 5 years, he muttered. What? Luo Chen smiled faintly. Pancreatic cancer. You were diagnosed in 2015. Pity you never got to see your grandson. The man flinched. What nonsense are you? Ding. Suddenly, a crisp, mechanical voice echoed in Luo Chen's mind. Business God system activated. Status, host confirmed. Current assets, 0 yen. Starting funds, 100,000 yen credited. First mission, break the cycle. Make your first profit within 24 hours. Reward, skill, market instinct, LV.1. Luo Chen's pupils shrank. A string of green numbers blinked in his vision, his account now showed a 100,000 yen deposit. The thug dropped him, startled by his sudden smirk. Don't worry, Luo Chen said coldly, brushing off his shirt. I'll pay the rent. You better. As they left, Luo Chen stared at his trembling hands. The past had returned. The betrayal, the fall, the years of ambition crushed by greed. But now, he had the system. A second chance. I won't just take back what's mine, Luo Chen whispered. His eyes gleamed like sharpened blades. I'll make the whole world bow at my feet. The screen in his mind flashed again. Countdown to first mission, 23 hours 59 minutes and 13 seconds. Hint, seek opportunity where others see garbage. Profit lies in the overlooked. Luo Chen grabbed his old laptop and dashed out of the dorm, the fire of revenge igniting anew. The spring air was humid with drizzle, the sidewalks outside Nanhai University littered with discount flyers and empty food cartons. Luo Chen dashed across the street, eyes burning with urgency. Mission timer, 22 hours 43 minutes and 18 seconds. Objective, turn 100,000 yen into profit within 24 hours. I need a low-risk, high-margin opportunity, something the world doesn't see coming. Luo Chen ducked into a dusty internet cafe, a relic of the pre-smartphone era. Rows of students clicked away on strategy games, the air thick with instant noodles and failure. He didn't waste a second. Fingers flying, Luo Chen pulled up archived e-commerce forums, niche tech blogs, and regional logistics data, things most students wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. And then he found it. Trend alert, Nanjing Electronics Wholesale Board, March 2010. Bluetooth karaoke microphones, overstocked. Wholesale price, 12 yen per unit. Expected to be discontinued. Luo Chen's eyes lit up. In 2 months, these cheap mics would go viral, a hit among college live streamers and karaoke apps. The price would jump to 80 yen per unit overnight. A forgotten backroom toy was about to become the face of a social media craze. He grinned. Perfect. Business God System, Skill Unlocked, Market Instinct, LV.1. You gain passive insight into undervalued assets within your search range. A soft blue glow surrounded the microphone listing. Margin potential, plus 540%. Risk, low. Market impact, viral trigger imminent. He made the call. Hello, this is Chen. I'll take 5,000 units. Transfer 60,000 yen now. Deliver to warehouse address I'll send. The seller was stunned. Kid, you serious? Everyone else laughed at these things. I'm not everyone. He hung up and quickly arranged the warehouse space through a friend, a cheap, dusty corner of an unused logistics building on the university's outskirts. The rest of the funds? He hired a small local media studio to record short videos, college girls singing into the mics with built-in reverb, clips captioned, "Is this the future of karaoke?" By sundown, the first videos went live on YouTube CN. By 10 p.m., they had 30,000 views. By midnight, pre-orders exploded on second-hand marketplaces. Ding! Mission complete, net profit achieved, 42,000 yen. Reward granted. Skill, quick appraisal, LV.1 instantly evaluate any item's real-world value within 5 seconds. Chen leaned back, staring at the updated system panel in his mind. Current assets, 142,000 yen. Skill slots, 2 active. Next mission, face your past. Return to class with new power. Time limit, 48 hours. Optional bonus, humiliate someone who once mocked you. Plus favorability with system. He smiled coldly. System, he muttered. Who's the clown now? Outside, the neon glow of the city flickered, but Chen's rise had already begun. Monday morning. The economics lecture hall buzzed with the usual chaos, yawning students, flirtatious whispers, and that one guy bragging about his dad's car dealership, again. Chen stepped in, wearing a crisp black blazer that fit like it was tailored in Milan, not from a campus secondhand rack. His shoes shined, his hair perfectly styled. Even the old acne scar on his cheek was gone, it treated the night before at a luxury aesthetic clinic. Students froze. Was that Chen? The penniless joke of the dormitories? Even the professor paused mid-sentence. Chen? Professor Sun adjusted his glasses. Didn't you skip my class last semester to sell plastic phone cases? Chen gave a relaxed smile. That was before I made my first 40,000 yen in a day, Professor. Gasps. Across the room, a haughty voice rang out. Ha! Here we go again. The pauper dreams big. Enter Zhao Feng, heir to the Zhao conglomerate's logistics division, notorious for humiliating Chen at last year's campus pitch event. Zhao Feng rose from his front row seat in designer clothes and a smug expression. Did your debt collectors let you off for good behavior? What's with the cosplay? Trying to look rich now? Laughter erupted. The tension in the room spiked. Chen didn't flinch. Instead, he reached into his blazer pocket and tossed a sleek black card onto the nearest desk. It landed with a solid thwack. Jylin Private Capital, Executive Partner Access Card. Zhao Feng blinked. What the hell is that? The professor turned pale. He swallowed. That's a partner-level card from Jylin Capital. One of the most aggressive angel investors in the Southeast Asian market. Impossible. Zhao Feng barked. Why would they give a card to Chen? Right then, a soft ding rang in Chen's mind. System alert, reputation boost triggered. Passive skill activated, executive aura, LV.1. Those of lower social standing subconsciously defer to your presence. Professor Sun cleared his throat, awkwardly straightening his collar. Mr. Luo, perhaps you'd honor us with a guest lecture next week? I believe the department can. Maybe, Chen cut him off gently. Depends on my calendar. I'm reviewing 3 startups and a possible app acquisition this week. Zhao Feng's face twitched like someone had just slapped him with a checkbook. Why, you're faking it. Jilin doesn't work with nobodies. Oh? Luo Chen turned to him slowly. Tell your father to check tomorrow's supplier contracts. I hear Jilin is co-investing in a logistics AI startup, and we've decided your family's company is due for a price adjustment. Zhao Feng went pale. Optional bonus mission complete, face slap achieved. Plus 10 system favorability. New function unlocked, market scanner, LV.1. Detect local investment opportunities in a 3 kilometers radius. The class was silent. No one dared laugh anymore. Luo Chen walked past Zhao Feng like he didn't exist, sunlight catching the edge of his watch, subtle, but expensive. Custom. He didn't shout. He didn't argue. He just was. By the time he sat down, whispers had turned to awe. Someone even took a picture. And thus, the legend of Luo Chen's return began. That afternoon, Luo Chen stood at the edge of the university's old commercial street, a chaotic row of dusty shops, fading signs, and the lingering scent of scorched oil. System activated, market scanner, LV.1. Scanning. 3 kilometers radius. Potential investment detected. Sweet leaf bubble tea, revenue decline 80%, owner desperate to sell. Forecast, local trend imminent, 320% within 72 hours. Cause, upcoming viral food blogger visit plus cities featured micro-documentary project. Luo Chen's lips curved. I remember now, 3 days from today, this rundown place becomes the center of a foodie explosion. Everyone flocks here like it's Michelin-starred. He stepped through the dusty doors of Sweet Leaf. Inside, the place was a wreck, faded wallpaper, flickering lights, and a lone old man behind the counter sighing over a calculator. You here to mock me like the others? The man said bitterly. Well, go ahead. I'm closing in a week. The big chains already killed me. Luo Chen smiled politely. On the contrary. I'm here to buy you out. The man froze. What? I'll buy the entire store, name, recipes, all of it, for 80,000 yen. Right now. I'll wire it. The owner stared at him like he'd lost his mind. Kid, are you serious? Luo Chen lifted his phone, showed the transfer screen, and tapped confirm. 80,000 yen, transferred. Ownership of Sweet Leaf acquired. Ding. System update, ownership registered. Optional mini-mission triggered. Turn Sweet Leaf into trending topic within 72 hours. Bonus, unlock brand expansion suite, LV.1. Within an hour, Luo Chen was back in action. He called the same media team from his mic flipping hustle. This time, moody aesthetic shots of bubble tea being made in slow motion. He hired 2 cute campus influencers to feature it in his secret menu challenge. He changed the name slightly, Sweet Leaf Neo, added charcoal toppings, fruit sparkles, and a fake limited batch menu. Then he dropped the marketing bomb. Once it's gone, it's gone. Soft launch, 100 cups only. By nightfall, the first post hit 5,000 shares. By the next morning, students lined up before class, influencers vlogging, tick shorts trending, even a local food blogger sniffing around. Zhao Feng walked by in disbelief. What the hell, why is that place packed? Inside, Luo Chen sipped a golden oolong and smiled. The system chirped softly in his ear. Mini mission complete, trend created. Sweet Leaf value 240%. Net asset gain, 92,000 yen. Bonus unlocked, brand expansion suite, LV.1. Allows replication and franchising of owned stores. But he wasn't finished. He glanced at his watch, checked the system timeline, and whispered. Next, I buy the entire chain, before anyone realizes it can be a chain. The line outside Sweet Leaf Neo stretched down the block. Students were snapping selfies, short videos went viral, and food bloggers posted reviews like Non-High surprise hit. Who knew bubble tea could taste like redemption? Inside, Luo Chen calmly reviewed a new franchising draft, sipping from a charcoal oolong blend named Phoenix Rebirth. Just then, the door burst open. In swaggered Zhao Feng, followed by two cronies. Dressed in high-end casual wear, sunglasses still on indoors, he smirked as if the place already belonged to him. He strutted up to the counter. "Where's the boss?" Luo Chen didn't look up. "You're looking at him." Zhao Feng snorted. "Very funny. I know this place used to be some dump. Now it's trending. You probably just rented it for show." He slapped down a manila folder. "I'm here to buy this whole place, 200,000 yen. Cash. I'll pay right now." The room went quiet. The staff froze. Customers looked up from their drinks. Even a food vlogger tilted her phone toward the drama. Luo Chen finally looked up, his eyes cool and indifferent. "Buy it?" "Sorry. You're 3 days too late." Zhao Feng narrowed his eyes. "Don't get cocky. I already talked to the ingredient supplier, your costs are about to rise. I can choke your margins in a week." Luo Chen gave a slow smile. "I know. That's why I already bought out your father's packaging subsidiary this morning." Zhao Feng blinked. What? Luo Chen pulled out a signed contract and tossed it onto the table. "Transfer of controlling shares, Feng Packaging Ltd. Buyer, Sweetleaf Holdings. Approved by Zhao Liang, Chairman. Facilitated by Jilin Private Capital. Your father thought he was selling off a dying branch to raise liquidity. I offered him a premium. So now, technically, you're my supplier." The cafe exploded with murmurs. Even the vlogger recording whispered, "Did he just reverse by his rival's supplier?" Zhao Feng's face turned red, then white, then red again. You think this is over?" Luo Chen stood slowly, his voice calm and surgical. "This was just step 2. Step 1 was letting you mock me. Ding. Face slap mission complete. System favorability plus 20. Reward unlocked, system upgrade opportunity available. Skill option. Unlocked Deal Hunter, LV.1, or upgrade Market Scanner to LV.2. Luo Chen didn't hesitate. Unlock Deal Hunter. New skill, Deal Hunter, LV.1. Predict undervalued businesses 24 to 72 hours before public awareness. Accuracy, 83%. Cooldown, 12 hours. Zhao Feng stumbled back, chest heaving. But no one was listening anymore. They were watching Luo Chen, the man who turned humiliation into capital, and capital into power. As Zhao Feng stormed out, a student murmured, "He just got bought and slapped at the same time." Another replied, "Nah. He got hired by the guy he bullied." Luo Chen sat back down. "Next," he said, "we hunt the city." Rain pattered softly on Luo Chen's umbrella as he walked through Changde Alley, one of the oldest, most forgotten corners of Nanhai. The buildings here were worn down, paint peeling, signs faded like memories. It was the kind of place developers ignored until they didn't. Deal Hunter activated, scanning. Result, target identified. Jilin Bookstore, family run, 30 years old. Current value, 60,000 yen. Predicted value in 9 days, 1.2 million yen. Reason, City Council Heritage Project announcement imminent. Bonus, hidden vaulted lease contract, locked at 1993 rates. Luo Chen's eyes lit up. Of course. He remembered the city's plan. Changde Alley would be declared a cultural heritage district, triggering massive subsidies and tourism-focused renovations. But right now? No one knew. Except him. He stepped inside the dusty Jilin bookstore. The scent of paper, dust, and faint sandalwood greeted him. An old man sat behind the counter, reading a worn copy of Romance of the Three Kingdoms. "Looking for anything?" he asked without looking up. "Yes," Luo Chen said, smiling. "Your future." The man blinked. "What?" I'd like to buy your bookstore. The owner frowned. It's not for sale. This place belonged to my grandfather. I understand. But I also know you're 3 months behind on your utility bills. The district's been threatening forced closure for code violations. The man's eyes widened. Luo Chen continued calmly, I'm not here to destroy your legacy. I'm here to preserve it and make it shine again. He handed over a proposal. Preserve the Qilin name, restore the facade, offer a 10% share of future profits to the family, and clear all debts. Buyout, 80,000 yen. The old man stared at it. Hands trembling. This, you'd do all this? I will. And you'll keep your legacy. But I need your answer within the hour. By sundown, Luo Chen walked out holding a signed deed and a 70-year lease locked at 1,993 rental rates. A real estate gem hidden in plain sight. Ding. Investment complete, value gain projected, plus yen 1.12 m. System update, strategic holdings panel unlocked. Feature, track hidden value assets across real estate, media, education. That night, at a rooftop bar, Luo Chen met with 2 city council aides, old acquaintances from his first life. He passed them a tip about the bookstore's cultural potential. As expected, they smiled. We'll consider it in next week's proposal. Luo Chen toasted lightly. I have a feeling Changle Alley is about to get very popular. He didn't need to control the news. He just needed to own the places that mattered before the news broke. The grand ballroom of the Blue Pearl Hotel glittered with wealth. Chandeliers sparkled like 1,000 silent judgments. Young elites in tailored suits sipped vintage champagne, while startup founders handed out pitch decks like lottery tickets. This was the Youth Investor Summit, the breeding ground of tomorrow's tycoons. Luo Chen walked in, utterly composed. His presence didn't scream wealth, it whispered inevitability. System notice, event-based opportunity detected. Multiple high-value startups seeking investment. Forecasted unicorns, 4. Suggested action, establish silent holdings. Bonus trigger available, public humiliation of past trader. Luo Chen's eyes narrowed. There. Across the room. He Ifeng. The traitorous strategist who, in Luo Chen's past life, funneled confidential data to competitors and coordinated the plane explosion that killed him. In this life, He Ifeng was still smiling, still scheming, still confident. Luo Chen? He Ifeng blinked, then laughed. I didn't recognize you without debt collectors at your heels. Polite laughter followed from surrounding elites. They didn't know. Not yet. Luo Chen smiled back, razor-thin. Well, it's hard to hear them from the penthouse suite. He Ifeng's grin twitched. I'm surprised you were invited, he said. This summit is for serious players, not drama majors with tea stands. Oh, I'm not here as a guest, Luo Chen said smoothly. I'm one of the angel backers. The room fell into stunned silence. He Ifeng scoffed. Impossible. I know the cap table of every startup here. Your name's nowhere. Luo Chen stepped aside. The MC on stage tapped the mic. Before we begin, a special thanks to this year's silent funder, the man who co-funded 12 of our 20 demo teams, including 3 finalists. Please welcome Mr. Luo Chen. Applause thundered. He Ifeng froze. His world cracked. Luo Chen walked up, took the mic, and looked out over the crowd. There's an old saying, he began. Those who betray for profit will always sell themselves short. But those who build quietly, he paused, own everything before anyone notices. Ding. Public face slap achieved, traitor recognition triggered. Loyalty debuff applied to target, He Ifeng, -30 reputation, -20 network trust. Influence surge, investor network plus 28%. Hidden achievement, Shadow King, unlocked. Reward, one-time use, silent buyout token, seize control of a board seat without public notice. He Ifeng stepped forward, panicked. You can't seriously think this changes anything. Oh, I'm just getting started, Luo-Chen said, lowering the mic. Tomorrow, you'll discover which startup you're pitching for already has me on its board. He turned and walked off stage. Behind him, enemies whispered. Allies watched. And the world tilted. The Qingyuan auction house buzzed with excitement. Antique collectors, venture capitalists, and media elites filled the grand chamber, but the spotlight was on one item only. Lot number 17, South Shore Tech Park Parcel B. Starting bid, 20 million yen. Forecasted future value, 150 million yen. Strategic location, center of city's upcoming smart district. Luo-Chen sat quietly in the back row, expression unreadable. Across the room, He-Feng grinned like a man already victorious. I did my homework this time, Luo-Chen, he whispered, stepping over. No silent buyouts. No surprises. The bidding starts now, and I brought 30 million yen in liquid capital. Luo-Chen didn't reply. He just tapped the armrest of his chair 3 times. System notice, reverse play sequence armed. Target, Qingyuan auction lot number 17. Status, Qingyuan auction house acquired via Shell Corp, holdings confirmed. Directive, lose visibly. Win silently. The auction began. Yen 20 million. Yen 21. Yen 25 million. He-Feng raised his hand confidently. Yen 30 million. Luo-Chen lifted his paddle. Yen 31 million. Gasps spread through the room. He-Feng narrowed his eyes. Yen 35 million. Yen 36, Luo-Chen said, bored. Yen 40. Luo-Chen stood slowly. Withdraw. Silence. He-Feng laughed loud, arrogant. That's right. Stay in your lane, Luo-Chen. Sold. To Mr. He-Feng for 40 million yen. Cameras flashed. Reporters scribbled. Onlookers nodded in approval. But just as He-Feng walked to finalize the paperwork, an assistant rushed up, whispering into his ear. His smile cracked. What do you mean, the ownership of the auction company changed hands this morning? Ding. Trigger, reverse auction complete. Qingyuan auction house owner, Luo-Chen. Claimed fees, 2.4 million yen. Hidden penalty clause activated, any winner flagged for hostile behavior toward internal shareholders must receive board review. Outcome, sale voided. Land ownership transferred to Shell Corp Horizon Holdings, a Luo-Chen asset. He-Feng stumbled. You rigged the entire auction? Luo-Chen finally spoke. No. I simply purchased the building that sold you your own humiliation. He walked past as reporters stormed He-Feng with questions. Oh, and next time? Luo-Chen added casually. You might want to read the fine print. System update, strategic asset control tier, unlocked. You now possess Tier 1 privileges. Passive capital growth from owned infrastructure. Auction manipulation available, cooldown, 30 days. Cloaked acquisition access, use limit, 2 remaining. Outside, Luo-Chen gazed up at the skyline, phone pressed to his ear. Seal the deal on parcels C and D while he's still gasping. I want the whole South Shore grid under my name before dawn. From behind him, murmurs rose again. First laughter. Then fear. Then silence. The business god system chimed as Luo-Chen stood atop a tower under construction, one of his towers. Ding. Final mission unlocked. Objective, control 3 core future industries within 10 days. Industry 1, food delivery. Industry 2, online education. Industry 3, short-form video platforms. Reward, title ascension, business god. He closed his eyes, recalling headlines from his previous life. Companies that rose like rockets and collapsed just as fast. But he remembered why they rose. And how they fell. This time, he'd cut ahead of both curves. White heavy checkmark phase 1, food delivery. Target, Eats, a struggling food delivery startup burning through cash, mocked as a discount clone. Luo Chen bought 51% quietly through shell acquisitions. Then he used his cafe chain's tech to integrate real-time kitchen forecasting, reducing delivery times by 38%. He didn't just fix Eats. He weaponized it. He then signed an exclusive deal with over 600 university cafeterias, locking out competitors. White heavy checkmark Phase 2, Online Education. He appeared unannounced at the boardroom of BrightPath EdTech, once the darling of online learning, now flailing. Their CEO laughed. You? Trying to buy us? Luo Chen tossed a USB drive on the table. Inside, a complete redesign of their backend, sourced from ex-employees Luo personally poached. And a list of elite professors he already signed under contract. We're not here to buy, Luo said. We're here to replace you. You'll accept our offer, or we build your funeral. BrightPath folded in 48 hours. White heavy checkmark Phase 3, short-form video. The crown jewel. All eyes were on Zoom Short, an app on the verge of explosion due to an algorithmic breakthrough, still undiscovered. But Luo Chen knew what was coming. He didn't try to buy Zoom Short outright. He bought their cloud server provider, their content moderation firm, and their primary VC's debt. Then he walked into their founder's office and set his phone down. A single sentence appeared on the screen. Zoom Short is currently hosted on MY hardware, reviewed by MY firm, and funded by MY loans. The founder froze. Who are you? Luo smiled faintly. Your future boss. Ding. Mission complete. Industry domination achieved, 3/3. System final reward, preparing. Title unlock progress, 99%. Final evaluation pending. At the same time, the financial world exploded. Who is Luo Chen? 3 of the year's fastest growing sectors just changed hands overnight. Even top banks don't know where his capital is coming from. A press conference was called. Reporters gathered. Investors watched. Shareholders whispered. And Luo Chen stepped up to the mic. The press room at Golden Finance Tower overflowed with tension. Every seat was filled tycoons, journalists, analysts, and former enemies alike, all desperate for one answer. Who is Luo Chen? On stage, 1,000 camera lenses zeroed in as the lights dimmed. Ding. System notification, final judgment in progress. Progress, 99.9%. Awaiting final declaration. A reporter stepped forward, trembling as she asked the question everyone feared. Mr. Luo, just who are you? The room fell silent. Luo Chen didn't blink. He took a single step forward. I am the man whose name you whispered while mocking, he said. The one your bosses feared would return. The one your systems couldn't trace. He paused. I am not in the market. He reached into his jacket. Pulled out a sleek card. Slid it across the podium. Luo Chen. Chairman, Eats Holdings. Majority stakeholder, BrightPath EdTech. Owner, Core Cloud Infrastructure. Silent board member, 14 unicorn startups. Then he smiled faint, cold, absolute. I am the market. Ding. Final task complete. Title unlocked, Business God. All missions fulfilled. System deactivating. Rewarding legacy status. World recognition initialized. At that moment, phones buzzed across the nation. Stock tickers realigned. Market caps surged. A new titan was born and the world had no choice but to kneel. On the side of the stage, the old traitors who once orchestrated his death watched with pale faces. Shareholders bowed. Professors who once mocked him now forced smiles. And ex-lovers? They were already forgotten. Luo Chen turned his back to the crowd as the cameras snapped, recording the silhouette of a god walking off stage. The screen faded to black. Business God system, complete. You have rewritten your destiny. Your empire is eternal. Goodbye, Luo Chen. 3 months after the press conference, the world had changed. The media no longer asked who Luo Chen was. They asked, what will he do next? In a private lounge high above the skyline, Luo Chen sipped quietly on Longjing tea. There were no more notifications. No mechanical voice. No missions. The business god system had vanished the moment he claimed the world. But its mark remained. He no longer needed it. Knock knock. A nervous secretary peeked in. Sir, the Prime Minister's envoy has arrived. They're requesting your support in drafting next year's AI education reform. Luo Chen didn't look up. Tell them I'll review the proposal after dinner. Yes, sir. She left. Behind him, an old man limped in without knocking. It was old Zhang, the bookstore owner Luo had once saved with a silent investment. I heard you're leaving the country, the old man asked, setting down a dusty book, The Art of War. I'm expanding, Luo Chen said. Asia's too small now. Still chasing power? No, Luo Chen replied, smiling faintly. Now I chase balance. Power was never the goal. The sun dipped behind the skyline as Luo Chen stood. In the glass's reflection, he didn't see the scared university student he once was. He saw the architect of empires. 3 headlines that month. 1. Luo Chen acquires majority stake in global stock exchange AI platform. 2. Government invites Luo Chen to chair Tech Ethics Oversight Board. 3. Anonymous billionaire funds startup rescue program, sources point to Luo Chen. In the quiet that followed power, Luo Chen walked on. No longer to prove anything. Simply to reshape the world one market at a time.